Good evening. I'm Jason Cook, and welcome to the Monday, February 2nd, 2026 regular meeting of the Walnut Creek Park, Rec, and Open Space Commission. We'll start with roll call. Secretary Vickers, would you please call roll?
Yes. Commissioner Sasser?
Here.
Commissioner Oler?
Here.
Commissioner Garland?
Here.
Vice Chair Pinkstaff?
Here.
Chair Cook?
Here.
And let the record show that Commissioner Conson is not present tonight.
Next on the agenda is public communication. This portion of the meeting is reserved for comment on items not on the agenda. Under the Brown Act, the Commission cannot act on items raised during public communications, but may respond briefly to statements made or questions posed, request clarification, or refer the item to staff. Written comments submitted have posted to the city's website for public review and are included in the meeting record, but will not be separately read into the record. So this is a portion for items public comment not on the agenda. We have a busy schedule tonight, so is there anybody who has not on the agenda? Yes, sir.
Come up and chat. That'd be okay.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Hey there, folks. My name is Jarrett King, born and raised here in Walnut Creek, lived here my entire life, and I am here to voice a desire, and I think there's a need for this, a mountain bike pilot project in Lime Ridge. Most of you guys are probably aware that we tried to get a trail built in 2021. Didn't really go well, but there is a large group of kids that ride and race in this area and that utilize Lime Ridge as a training ground. And the trails that they legally can ride do not necessarily serve what they need them to be. And I think Lime Ridge would be a great solution for a pilot project. I would urge all of you guys to look into the success of the Briones pilot project that was been running for the last 2 years in Briones East Bay Regional Park District. I was largely a part of getting that up and running, and I would love to help you guys get a pilot project up and running here in Walnut Creek because I think it's desperately needed. I brought in a bunch of Contra Costa composite risers. These are all of our kids that race here in the area. There's a small group of them, but the team is comprised of over 120 riders, and that's just one team. There's teams at San Ramon Valley, teams at Miramonte, teams in Oakland, and they all come over to Lime Ridge and to Walnut Creek to ride bikes, and I think we need to build them some trails. And that's my comment for y'all today. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Any other public comment before we, okay, yes?
Good evening, I'm Glenn McBee. I'm the city liaison for the Walnut Creek Racquet Club. Been for many years. I missed Chris's welcome party. I wanted to come down and introduce myself and again, get reacquainted with you guys. Pump up our club a little bit. We got one need I want to talk about in a little bit, but just to remind the group, the crowd, Walnut Creek is a destination for a lot of things. It is definitely for tennis. We have over 1,200 members, active members, in our public club, largest in Northern California, on probably one of the smaller venues that we have centrally located at Heather Farm. Second largest in the state. Destination, as I said, for tennis players from many places because we have many teams that succeed and go on and play at nationals. We've had, I think, 6 national champions from 7 different seasons last year that went and won at nationals. But the one issue that I think that you've probably heard, Chris has probably heard it already, our facilities are wonderful for what we have. Our lights are an aging infrastructure issue. They go out, they're of old technology, and when they go out, it's not just about getting a light bulb, it's a ballast that goes out, it's bulbs that are done a search nationwide. We had 3 lights out on one court for 3 months, not because of lack of effort, but because of lack of supply. So I know that it's on the table with Lifetime, that's something they're trying to push. I think you guys are aware of it. I just wanted to bring it up from our perspective, our players. LEDs are such an upgrade. Many clubs have them. And I think that if we can make that push, that's our #1 issue. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Other public comments not on the agenda? Yes.
Hello, my name is Barbara Guinness. I've been a resident of Walnut Creek since 1996. It's the first meeting of pros this year, so Happy New Year to all of you. I sent in a couple written comments, and one of which I attached a couple videos of motorcycles that are being used in the open spaces now. And also, subsequently, I found what I call a mountain bike or a motorcycle playground. There were jumps, curves, even a swimming hole up there. I don't know what they use that for, but whatever. Subsequently, city staff has disassembled the jumps and, taken out the tools, the tarps, and all that from that playground area, and thank them for their quick action on that. However, I wonder, did you know the playground portion of Lime Ridge is the Lime Ridge Wildlife Preserve, which is more protected than other areas in the open spaces. City staff is planning to convert a social trail to an official multi-use trail right below this playground area, right in the cliff area. By creating a multi-use trail, city staff is officially inviting more mountain bikes and possibly even e-bikes and motorcycles to this area. And at the end of 2023, I'm not sure if you knew this, but a mountain biker lost their life there because it can be dangerous. In the fall of 2024, there was a big wildfire in that area. Undetermined origin, didn't come from Ignacio Valley, so probably was human involved. Also, residents that adjoin the open space are getting their homeowners insurance canceled because of the high wildfire risk of living right near the open space. So I wanted to mention that it's not the best interest of the tax-paying residents of Walnut Creek to open a new multi-use trail, to invite even more people, to allow motorcycle usage in the open spaces, and mountain bikes and e-bikes on single-track trails. Thank you for all you do to conserve and protect the open spaces.
Thank you. Any other public comments not on the agenda? Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up on that comment. I think that some of the concerns that were raised just by the last speaker just argue even more for the notion of an organized, coordinated pilot project for the mountain bike so that they're safe and responsible use, so that there are not people who are just trying to make their own trails and do stuff that is dangerous and not coordinated. And so I think this is rather than just shut it down, is an idea of like, yeah, let's try something organized, let's try something planned, let's follow the lead of what we saw out of Briones, which, in my opinion, has been quite successful. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, next.
So my name is David. I'm a coach with Contra Costa Composite, and then also on behalf of the stewards, so the pilot project that he was talking about over at Briones, we actually just surpassed 4,500 volunteer hours. And we just had a dig day this last weekend, and here's a surprising little stat as far as involvement. It used to be mainly adults. I would say this last participation volunteer was about 50-50, where we had kids under, I call kids, but, under 21. So I just want to say that it is working. And if you guys want to set a precedent for future generations, they're right here. And that's how it starts, right? Like, I was their age when I grew up here, and I used to ride these trails, and it took, don't want to age myself, over 40 years before I could actually take my kids and the kids on the team trails that were legal for them to ride. So just consider that, and these are that's the future right there. So thank you very much.
Sir, could you do me a favor when you get an opportunity and fill out a speaker card so we could potentially follow up?
Where's the?
They're at the front door there.
Sure. All right.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Any other public comments before Nope. Okay. With that, before the consent calendar, I'd like to introduce the new Arts and Recreation Director, Chris Farrow. Chris, would you like to step forward and be recognized?
Not sure I prepared you for this, so kind of putting you on the spot. Sorry.
Thanks for coming forward.
Hi, thanks for the introduction. Chris Farrow started December 15th, I think, in Arts and Recreation. I'm excited to be here, most recently with the city of Stockton, where I oversaw the San Joaquin County Library System and the city's Recreation Division, and before that with the city of Brentwood. So I've been in Contra Costa County and excited to be back in Contra Costa County and excited to work with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Look forward to seeing you around.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, you have been around, so. Yeah. All right. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge that tonight is my last meeting as both your chair and on this commission. My term is coming to an end, and it is possibly Commissioner Oler's last meeting as well. His term is expiring, but he has submitted for renewal for perhaps a third term. So it's kind of premature to say goodbye. I mean, but your participation is much appreciated, and we'll cross our fingers and root for you for the third term. I know there's a process for that. But you certainly have been a valuable member of the volunteer community in the year of the volunteer. So thank you, Art.
Thank you. Can I say something
Absolutely.
really quickly? I have a couple thank yous. Very quickly. First, the staff and managers of Public Works and Recreation that have appeared before our committee, and all the work that your staff does to keep our parks open space in first-class shape all the time, 24/7. And also the incredible range of opportunities for recreation that are here in Walnut Creek. We draw people from all around our city to come here. And I'm sure that many people here tonight are not even Walnut Creek residents. The other thank you is for all of the people who have come before our commission in the last 8 years and talked about issues that were near and dear to their heart. I'm particularly impressed when I see a number of young people like tonight. It's not the first time we've seen mountain bikers here. Lots of input from you all. Thank you. We've seen young people from artistic swimming come and talk to us. That's been great. Love to hear from you. And Equestrian Center, young riders. So those are things that I remember that stick out in my mind. But everybody that's here is someone that's here because they care about something that they want to do here in Walnut Creek. And so we thank you for coming and spending time with us, giving us your input. And just because we don't always vote a recommendation that you want doesn't mean we didn't listen. We did. Thank you.
I want to take a moment to thank Chair Cook for your service. Jason is a lifelong Walnut Creek resident and avid cycler, and your care about cycling safety in our open space has really contributed to the Commission's deliberation on the safety of cyclists in our open space. So thank you for that, Jason.
Thank you very much. It's been a honor to be on the commission here, and as far as some major events we had were the pickleball task force, and that was a great group spirited conversation that continues. I'm a lifelong resident, just like you guys, and was riding my bike in Walnut Creek when I was a kid, all over the place, and we were building jumps and all kinds of cool stuff. Before there were a lot of there were a lot fewer houses back then, a lot fewer neighborhoods. So I know we all have to be good neighbors, and that's part of what being here is about, is an opportunity to participate as a good neighbor and have these conversations in an open forum. So and Art did a fantastic job in summarizing a lot of that too. So thank you very much. All right, I know we have a
Just before you move on,
yeah.
just 1 second. Director Payne, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. Rich Payne, Public Works Director for the City of Walnut Creek. And I'm here tonight just to thank you for your service, specifically Art Aller and Commissioner Cook. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you this evening on behalf of the City Manager's Office, Public Works, and the Arts and Rec. I want to thank you for your dedication, your thoughtful questions, and your steady commitment to this community. Your perspective has helped strengthen projects, improve outcomes, and ensure that we are always considering the long-term stewardship of our parks and open space. Your willingness to engage, collaborate with staff, and keep the community at the center of every discussion has made a real lasting impact. That kind of service does not go unnoticed and is deeply appreciated, I know, from staff, but also our citizens here. So on behalf of all the folks I've mentioned, I want to thank you for your time, energy, and care you've given in Walnut Creek. We are better because of your service, and we wish you the very best in your next adventure. So thank you very much. We have some going away gifts.
Oh, thank you.
And so I'll go ahead, and if you guys want to come out here, we can get a picture too.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, all the commissioners, if you don't mind.
right out here in front. So here's, on behalf of staff, here's a picture of our open space. And then we also have some shirts for you as well. Some merch. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for hanging in there with us. I know we got a lot on our agenda tonight. Before the consent, okay, next on the agenda is the consent calendar. Do any commissioners wish to pull any item for discussion? Does any member of staff wish to pull an item or staff wish to pull an item for discussion? Okay.
I need to take roll real quick.
Yes.
Yep. So I'm going to take roll call real quick. So Commissioner Sasser,
Here.
Commissioner Oler,
Approve.
Commissioner Garland, Vice Chair Pinkstaff,
Approve.
and Chair Cook.
Approved.
So let the record show that the consent calendar is approved unanimously. Thank you.
Okay, does any member of the public wish to comment on an item on the consent calendar? Okay. Seeing no speakers, I'll ask the commission if anyone would like to make a motion with regard to the consent calendar. We have a motion and a second. Would the secretary please call roll?
So thank you. I just called roll. So I'll do it again just so we're official. I apologize.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you skip a meeting. You lose structure here. So Commissioner Sasser,
Yes.
Commissioner Oler,
Yes.
Commissioner Garland,
Yes.
Vice Chair Pinkstaff,
Yes.
and Chair Cook.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Next on the agenda are presentations by 6 nonprofit as part of the Year of the Volunteer. We have 6 presentations, as it says, and after each presentation, which is 15 minutes long, we're going to have a public comment section after each one of the presentations. We decided to do that rather than wait till the end because we have a few to go through, and we want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to speak on them right after the speaker. So I will first up, I'm going to invite Jim King and Meg Honey with the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation to step forward and provide their presentation. Thank you.
Well, sadly, it doesn't look like Jim King is here, so I will handle this as best I can. I'm Meg Honey, and I am really very happy to be here to talk with you tonight. I am a longtime aquatic athlete, aquatic supporter, and aquatic parent here in Walnut Creek. I am also a board member of the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation, and I am here to share an update on the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation and our role in supporting the development of a modern, inclusive aquatic facility that serves the long-term needs of the Walnut Creek community. WCAF was founded to ensure that aquatics remains a vibrant, accessible, and lasting part of Walnut Creek's future. The Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation was founded in 2015 as a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our all-volunteer board includes representatives from the community, the Walnut Creek Aquabears swim team, Walnut Creek Aquanuts artistic swimming team, and the Walnut Creek Masters swim team. Our mission is to promote and advance aquatic facilities and programs in Walnut Creek. We support a full spectrum of aquatics, recreational swimming, competitive programs, fitness and wellness activities, and therapeutic aquatics, because water truly serves every age and ability in our community. At its core, the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation exists to support Walnut Creek's long and proud aquatics tradition. Our work focuses on ensuring access to safe, modern facilities, spaces that meet today's needs and tomorrow's expectations. We focus on protecting critical programs such as swim lessons, youth and adult team programs, and community events, services that contribute directly to water safety, public health, and quality of life. Oh, sure. Matt, was I not doing it well enough? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, I will get refocused, yeah. Okay.
You did it so well, we want to hear it again.
Sorry, everybody.
So
I'm going backwards, sorry, I should go this way.
And just so you know, I put the timer up here for 15 minutes. You're not held to 15 minutes, just
Okay.
Should I start the introduction? So we've invited Meg Honey with the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation to come forward and provide a presentation for us this evening.
Awesome, thank you. Good evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak here tonight. My name is Meg Honey. I am a longtime aquatic athlete, aquatic supporter, and aquatic parent here in Walnut Creek. I am a board member of the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation, and I am here to share tonight an update on our work in supporting the development of a modern, inclusive aquatic facility that serves the long-term needs of the Walnut Creek community. WCAF was founded to ensure that aquatics remains a vibrant, accessible, and lasting part of Walnut Creek's future. The Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation was founded in 2015 as a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our all-volunteer board includes representatives from the community, the Walnut Creek Aqua Bears swim team, Walnut Creek Aquanuts artistic swimming team, and the Walnut Creek Masters swim team. Our mission is to promote and advance aquatic facilities and programs in Walnut Creek. We support a full spectrum of aquatics: recreational swimming, competitive programs, fitness and wellness activities, and therapeutic aquatics, because water truly serves every age and ability in our community. At its core, the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation exists to support Walnut Creek's long and proud aquatics tradition. Our work focuses on ensuring access to safe, modern swim facilities, spaces that meet today's needs and tomorrow's expectations. We focus on protecting critical programs such as swim lessons, youth and adult team programs, and community events, services that contribute directly to water safety, public health, and quality of life. Our progress has been built step by step. In 2015, the Walnut Creek Aquatic Foundation was officially established as a 501c3 nonprofit organization. In 2022, the foundation entered into a memorandum of understanding agreement with the City of Walnut Creek, and Walnut Creek voters approved Measure O, a 10-year half-cent transactions and use tax to fund current and future quality of life needs. Looking ahead, the design and construction of the new aquatic center is planned through 2027, turning years of our advocacy into a physical reality. The foundation plays a vital role in making this project successful. We are committed to raising $3 million to support the aquatic center. Beyond fundraising, we advocate for aquatics-centered design, ensuring that the facility truly serves swimmers. And most importantly, we work to make sure that the final facility reflects the diverse needs of the Walnut Creek community. The new Heather Farm Aquatic Center will be a comprehensive state-of-the-art facility. It will include a 50-meter competition pool and a 25-meter short course recreation pool, along with a current channel for play and exercise. The center will also feature diving boards, shaded areas, bleachers, and welcoming spaces for lounging and relaxation, making it a place not just to swim, but to gather together. The project represents a lasting investment in Walnut Creek. The Aquatic Center will support swim safety and learn to swim programs, preserve competitive and artistic swimming, and expand inclusive access to aquatic recreation. It's an investment in public health, youth development, and community connection, and a legacy that will benefit future generations. Community engagement is central to our work. We connect with residents through events, ongoing communications, and targeted campaigns. These events help build awareness, strengthen partnerships, and ensure that our community knows how they can support the Aquatic Center. This last year, we have hosted events for community members, tabled at the Diablo Valley Farmers Market, and engaged our donors via a successful Giving Tuesday campaign and through our regular News Splash email updates. We have worked closely with the Arts and Rec team to ensure that our one-page overview and information about contributing to the Aquatic Center project is in every Arts and Rec catalog. We are so proud of the progress that we have made so far. Key naming opportunities have already been claimed, including the recreation pool, changing rooms, aquatics classroom, and benches. Several significant opportunities remain available, including naming the aquatic center itself, the competition pool, diving boards, and additional benches. To date, we have raised $900,000 from 77 donors, a powerful demonstration of community support. Donors who contribute $10,000 or more will be recognized as lane captains on the donor wall at the Aquatic Center, with 18 lanes available for naming. We are deeply grateful to everyone who has supported this effort financially, publicly, and behind the scenes. I want to thank this commission for your time, your support, and your belief in the power of aquatics to strengthen our community. And we invite the entire community to learn more, get involved, and to help us bring this vision to life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was fantastic. Well, now, as I mentioned earlier, we'll now open the microphone up to the public comment section for specifically for the Aquatic Foundation. Yes, sir. 2 minutes.
Yeah, greetings. My name is Andrew Turnbull, and I was raised in Livermore, California. In 1969, I joined the Livermore Aqua Cowboys swim team, and I swam until I was a freshman at Granada High School. And I remember coming to Walnut Creek as a kid and swimming against the Aqua Bears. I believe it was Lark Park or Larky Park was one of them. And I want to applaud this organization for continuing its commitment. I want to welcome you to Heather Farm Park, where we've been for 55 years. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But swimming is a big deal, and swimming's been a big deal in Walnut Creek for a long time. It's how I learned about Walnut Creek coming up here at 8 years old. And I just want to say congratulations on the work that this nonprofit has done. I run a nonprofit. That's not trivial. And I love the creativity they've used around their fundraising. And on behalf of being a swimmer, and my brother actually helped lead Diablo Valley College to a state championship in swimming, coming from Livermore as well. And he came to Walnut Creek in Pleasant Hill to swim. So on behalf of all you, you're lucky. Keep it up. Support aquatics in Walnut Creek. Thank you for your respect and attention.
Thank you. I thought for sure you were with the equestrian group. So. Okay. All right. We'll see you in a little while then. All right. Other public's comment specifically on the Aquatic Foundation?
I think she answered one of the questions already. What I had was about how much money they were going to raise, and you said $3 million, and that's great. I think I've seen you at the farmer's market before, or your group, so that's great. Not a big swimmer, but anyway, it's great that you're doing that. The other question I had, but maybe it's not for your group, do you know what the cost of the Heather, pool complex is going to be now? Yeah. Is anybody on the Park and Rec now? Okay.
Yeah, so the phase 2 construction, which is the construction of the new pool, new rec center, the bids that we received, which we moved forward with the low bid, was $51 million.
Okay, so it's about $51 million then.
51 million, correct.
Okay. And Jason, you said there's public comments after, everybody is speaking. I thought it was a question and answer. Is that same thing as public comments then?
Yeah.
Come up and ask your question.
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. And the groundbreaking for the pool is on February 18th, and I believe it's 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. So you can, if anybody wants autographs or wants a picture with us, we'll all be at the February 18th, and you can probably get a picture of Meg too. So, right? All right. Questions or comments from our commissioners? Yep.
I'm just curious on your fundraising. Are you getting a lot of corporate sponsors?
We have made some.
Sorry, if you don't mind. Thanks, Meg.
We have had several meetings and outreach with some major corporate sponsors, particularly in like the health and wellness space, and so those are ongoing. And we don't have an update yet, but it is work that is ongoing. And the sizable naming opportunities have been from individuals in the community.
And I have one other question while
Yeah.
you're here. You mentioned several times the sort of trying to make sure the facility is inclusive and meets the needs of everyone and things like that. Can you remind me, it's been a while since I've seen the plan, are there specific elements that are geared to that, or?
Yes, just a couple that I can speak to. We're really excited about the design around the changing rooms that are inclusive in terms of gender identity. So very excited, and that's quite a change from the current changing situation at Clark Swim Center. We are also excited about the current channel element of the recreation pool and the opportunities for like aquatherapy for people who might be navigating like injuries. And then of course the realities around the deep and shallow elements will help us continue offering the very robust Learn to Swim programs, certainly for children, but we also have several adult Learn to Swim programs too. So yeah, lots of opportunities for inclusivity and welcoming at this new aquatic center.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meg, for coming tonight and updating us on not only the fundraising, but how the Aquatics Foundation views the new facility that is about to be ground broke. I had a couple questions for you. One was on the $900,000 already, is that both received and pledged?
Yes,
So-
that is a combination of pledges and commitment, fully committed.
Yeah, and those pledges could be multi-year.
They are. I know I was trying to keep our presentations short, but on our website, there is detailed information about everything from pledges and how how that works out over years, corporate matching, stocks, annuities, all of those elements are part of how we are navigating our fundraising.
Sure, sure. I think we're all very excited about it, and we really appreciate you coming tonight and sharing your update with us.
And thank you, Commissioner Oler, for being with us at our farmers market table. You were like our celebrity that showed up. So we thank you for being there and hanging with all the people that were stopping by to talk with us.
My
Thank
pleasure,
you.
of course.
Great. Thank you so much.
I have one more question on the naming rights. Is that a lifetime naming right? Like your name is on the bathroom for the next 50 years?
Yes, and I'm really happy that both of our changing rooms have been claimed. So yes, those are yes.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Awesome.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next I invite Board President John Livingood with the Walnut Creek Soccer Club to provide a presentation on his club.
Good evening, commissioners and staff. I'm John Livingood, president of Walnut Creek Surf Soccer Club, and I've lived here in this area my entire life. I've been raising my family here in Walnut Creek for the past 13 years. I'm here tonight representing 3,000 members who are deeply invested in the success of the city's parks. Professionally, I'm a partner at a Big Four firm specializing in governance and financial stewardship, rigor that I bring in my role as board president. On a personal level, soccer has been my lifelong cornerstone, from playing NCAA Division I to USF here in San Francisco, to watching my 3 daughters grow through our recreational and competitive programs today. So we aren't just a club, we're a vital part of this city's fabric. So we wanted to spend a few minutes here educating you all on our organization, and our mission is very simple. It's to enrich the community by developing athletes and teaching life lessons. Because soccer shaped my own character and career, I view the pitch as a classroom for life. And we're teaching 3,000 kids learn how to manage and handle a tough loss with grace and how to win with humility. These are leadership and perseverance skills that will carry with them long after they hang up their cleats, whether they become a partner at a firm or a leader in our local community. So we aren't just building players, we're building Walnut Creek's future citizens. And we have been a community staple since 1971. Think about that. We have parents coaching today who played in this club when they were 7 years old. That multi-generational legacy is extremely rare. And while our 2018 affiliation with Surf Soccer brought us world-class training, curriculum, and technology, our hearts remain 100% local. We are a nonprofit driven by the families of this city, rooted in Walnut Creek. And City Manager Dan Buckshey's quote here is something we take to heart. Being an important part of the community means more than just playing games. It means being a reliable partner for the city. And when the city has a goal for public health, youth engagement, or park safety, Walnut Creek Soccer Club is the first organization ready to help execute that vision. So we have some stats in regards to what our program entails here, and so we take soccer for all, literally. We offer a full spectrum of play, from recreational for beginners, select for intermediate players, and competitive for those seeking a higher level of challenge. This ensures that every child in Walnut Creek has a home at our club. And I want to specifically highlight Top Soccer. This is our outreach program for athletes with physical and cognitive disabilities. It is one of the most rewarding things we do. And it ensures that every child in our city has the right to wear a jersey, be a part of the team, and enjoy the high-quality recreational spaces that you all oversee. And a major way that we serve Walnut Creek is through economic impact. This is where our value to the city goes beyond the park fences. As we all know already, Walnut Creek is a world-class destination for shopping and dining, and Walnut Creek Soccer Club acts as a major top-of-the-funnel driver for that economy. When we host our major tournaments, we aren't just bringing in local kids. We're hosting teams from across California and even throughout the United States. That means hundreds of hotel room nights at the Marriott or the Embassy Suites. It means hundreds of families heading to Broadway Plaza or the North Main area for lunch in between games and dinner at night. We're essentially running a year-round tourism campaign for Walnut Creek. And we take pride in the fact that our club's success translates directly into sales tax revenue and support for our local small business owners. As you can see from the slide, our scale is massive, and it's powered by people. We have over 30 professional staff members, but they're also supported by over 300 volunteer coaches. That's 300 Walnut Creek residents giving up their weekends, their weeknights to mentor kids. That level of civic engagement is our secret sauce of the club and a testament to the volunteer spirit of our city. And the data proves our impact. With nearly 3,000 members and players on over a dozen local fields, we're one of the largest customers of the city's recreational department. And we don't just use these fields. We help monitor them. We help report issues. We help ensure that they're treated with respect by the thousands of families who visit them. And we're also very committed to investing in our club and the city, and have made massive investments in infrastructure. I'm very thrilled, all of us at the club are very thrilled that our collective capital projects in partnership with the city, the lights at Tice Valley and the turf at Heather Farms, are operation complete. And here's some pictures to show the ribbon cutting that took place in December. These aren't just soccer fields. These are high-performance public assets that allow more people to stay active for more hours of the day, year-round, regardless of the weather. Yes, this was a win for the club, but an even bigger win for the city's infrastructure, of which the Walnut Creek Soccer Club has committed $1.5 million over the next 10 to 15 years to help offset the cost of these facilities for the city of Walnut Creek. And here are some of the partners that we work with. But in closing, we're extremely proud of our 50-year history and our role as a vital economic and social partner to the city of Walnut Creek. From our rigorous financial stewardship to our success on the field, we're focused on driving this club to new levels of excellence. And I am honored to continue serving as the board president and work alongside this commission to keep our recreations program thriving. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. First, we have to have public comment.
Yeah, it's informal. So.
Oh, it's informal.
It's informal, so you can start with the commission if you'd like, or you can go to public comment.
Yeah, we'll start with commission to keep it convenient. Questions, comments?
Yeah, I do have a question. I've been monitoring the Facebook post about the access to the soccer field, and it seems like some Walnut Creek residents had questions about how to access the fields. They show a picture where the door, where the gates were locked, and so I don't know if it's a question to pose here, or maybe Mike, you want to answer?
Yeah, our Arts and Recreation Director is going to follow up on that question.
Right.
Yep.
I'll let Chris handle that.
Yeah.
Hi, Chris Farrow, Arts and Rec Director, for those watching at home. We are still navigating that. So for right now, the fields are closed. However, we have a Public Works project where we are finalizing an area where staff can be located out there. One of our concerns with just opening it up is that it wouldn't be monitored. And as was just mentioned in the presentation, it is a expensive asset that we want to take care of. So we're working with Public Works to have a permanent shelter out there for staff to be located. And so in between that time, we are looking at schedules to figure out when we could be open. Our first kind of pilot isn't going to just be open all the time. We're looking at some weekend hours, some hours where when schools are closed, holiday breaks, things like that. So it'll be a phased approach. So we are looking, we will be opening up access. We just want to make sure that we're smart and we have the right security measures in place before doing so. So it'll be a phased approach.
Thanks for that. And how is that being communicated to the Walnut Creek, the residents? Is there like a signage there, or?
There will be. We're kind of figuring out the last minute details as far as what we want the schedule to be before we post anything. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves so that the people are just calling and saying when it will be open. We want to be able to post the full schedule. So I would anticipate within the next couple of weeks we'll have the full schedule and we'll be able to do some social media posting and also have some signage at the site as well.
Great. Thanks for the update.
Sure.
Other questions, comments?
I had a question for John. Did the I always ask money questions, but sorry about that. The 1.5 million you made reference to at the end about 10-year commitment, does that include the amount that you committed to for the surf project and Tice lighting as well?
Yes, that includes the lights at Tice Valley and the turf at Heather Farms.
Okay. I do have a question, a different question about the connection to Surf Nation. Can you explain a little bit or give us a little background on
Sure.
what that organization does?
So we have a commitment with Surf Nation. They are an organization affiliated with 53 different youth soccer organizations across the United States. And what it is it's a branding opportunity for the club to elevate its status. And it provides resources for our coaches from an educational perspective, training, et cetera. It gives our staff an opportunity to gain insights from other clubs that we wouldn't have otherwise. And it gives us and the players an opportunity to play more so in the tournaments that they offer specifically for Surf Nation. And so we made a conscious decision to do business as Walnut Creek Surf, but we are and will always be the Walnut Creek Soccer Club.
Thank you. That's very helpful. And thank you for coming tonight and explaining your commitments to Walnut Creek.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. I will now open it up to the public comment section for the Walnut Creek Soccer Club.
And she was fortunate enough to go to Stanford and then Cornell, where she met her husband. She met her husband, Albert Johnson, and they came back here to manage the house. They managed the house up until the 1940s, where they hired Edmund Moyer to help manage the ranch, a role he held until the ranch ceased operations in 1945. At that time, Bessie passed away, and Albert established the Gospel Foundation of California. He established a foundation to keep the farm working and to keep the ranch running. And that foundation eventually took over, and they had to start selling off portions of the property in order to maintain the farm and the land. They sold off almost everything except for 1.5 acres, which eventually they sold to the city of Walnut Creek in 1970. So the foundation sold the house and the acreage to the city of Walnut Creek. The city agreed to assume responsibility for the exterior of the house and the surrounding grounds, while the interior, along with the artifacts, furnishings, and everything else would be managed by the Walnut Creek Women's Club, which eventually became the Walnut Creek Historical Society. So when the Women's Club was running, they started the restoration of the house. They called themselves fondly the Shady Ladies. So this is a picture of the Shady Ladies. And they were responsible for going through the whole entire house, going through the attic, the basement, the closets, everything, organizing everything, making the displays in our museum. And in the midst of that, they came across these sketches by Frank Lloyd Wright. And this is the sketch right here. So Albert Johnson early on decided he wanted Frank Lloyd Wright to build him this beautiful building in Chicago, but after the Depression hits, he never came up with the money to finish it. So the plans were stored in Shadelands, which they were discovered, and in 1988 we sold them at auction at Christie's in New York City for $244,000, which is a lot back then, and some of those funds were used to restore the house to the way it is today. Interesting enough, too, is the reason that they know how to restore the house is that there was over 1,500 letters found in the house written between the sisters and the mothers, going over all the details of what was going to be done, down to like the color of the paint in the dining room, the blue paint, which is the color that we have today, the original colors. So that's how we know how to put everything back together. And this is how our house looks today. So most of the things in it are the Penniman artifacts. We do take donations of different things from Walnut Creek. We have a lot of Walnut Creek like maps and information, things like that. If there's someone's looking for something, we have an archive called Past Perfect. So if there's people come to our house all the time and they say, hey, can you find the house I grew up in or something like that? And we can go through our archives and find things like that. So this is our house right now. And this is how it looks today, the exterior. That is, they found the original paint color, that maroon paint color there. And of course, this is our gazebo. Quickly, the mission of our society. The mission of the Walnut Creek Historical Society is to preserve and interpret the history of Walnut Creek and our local environments to enable our community and future generations with a better understanding of the Walnut Creek's past, present, and future, and to promote and develop community involvement and community spirit. Our museum is open. It's open Sundays and Wednesdays from 1 to 4. This is one of our where is he? That is Ted Dobbs. He's on our board. He is the house docent extraordinaire, so if you're lucky enough to have him, he's amazing. And we also do, you can do private group tours by reservation by calling the office. I'm speaking with Jackie. And once again, I will tell you that if you're not familiar with our house, it's at 2660 Ignatia Valley Road, which is like on the corner of Viamonte, close to like Oak Grove Road. It's a big turn-of-the-century house. You really can't miss it. Part of our agreement with the city is we are required to offer educational programs. So these are pictures from our third grade history, or sorry, we call it the third grade living history program, where we have over 30 different classes from the Walnut Creek and Mount Temple school districts. It's entirely volunteer run. Each field trip requires about 12 volunteers, and as you can see, the kids really enjoy pretending they're living like in the early 1900s. They actually have a lot of fun washing clothes, making ice cream. They're beating rugs, and they crack walnuts and all kinds of activities like that. And so they enjoy that. We also provide the downtown history tours. So these classes, the kids will come, if they come in the fall to do the living history days, they'll come in the spring, we'll take them downtown and do our history tours. So we also partner with the Walnut Creek Libraries, both Ignatia Valley and our downtown library. We have cases there where we do displays. This is currently what's on display right now in the downtown library. This is a history of teas, right? It's still there. How long will it be there?
To the end of the month.
Till the end of the month. So it's right across the street. You can pop on in there. It's on the second floor by the fireplace, and this has the history of the teas. There's some cute little anecdotes about teas and things like that. And in addition to our third grade history walks, we also offer adult walks on Saturdays. You can register online. We also we partnered with the city back in 2014. That was a centennial when we created the Heritage Walk. So there's over 100 stops. There's, I think, 6 different walks. You can go around with your phone. You can call a number. I think they send you a text back. You click on it, and then it will give you information. We always joke, we say, if these third graders start having phones, we're going to be out of a job, our volunteer job. We also hold several different kinds of events, fundraisers. We have the summer market, the holiday teas. This is our car show. We're in our 5th year of our car show. It's become very, very popular. Last year we had over 250 cars. We have great food, live music, raffles, trophies. It's a fun-filled day. There's Kevin Welk. He's back, our mayor again. So he's already contacted me about giving out the Mayor's Choice Award. It's a favorite. These awards are handmade in Michigan out of car parts, so they're really desirable. This is a picture from our summer market. So that will take place, August 23rd. It's always on a Sunday, and there's over like 50 different vendors, local vendors. That's Joybound, which used to be ours. So there were some animals for adoption. This is our Santa at Shaylin's. We always do this the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Santa Claus comes. That's our first day of our teas. It's the first day that the fair's open. This year, we had over 400 families sign up to see Santa Claus. It's like $5 for the whole entire family. That just covers our costs. And this is a picture of our holiday activities. This is the tea. We do, let's see, there are, 16 days of tea. There's 2 seatings per day, and then there's 2 champagne teas. There's on Saturdays, 2 different Saturdays, special champagne teas. Over 1,200 people are served, and let's see, we also offer, it takes 75 different volunteers to put this on. So it's very labor intensive, and we're always looking for volunteers to help. Each year, we also host over 20 private events and weddings on our beautiful grounds. We've hosted weddings, bar mitzvahs, fundraisers, and more. We can host up to 250 people outside. The brides used to really love to be in the gazebo, but as you can see, our grow is becoming very popular for the actual ceremonies underneath a beautiful oak tree. This is our staff. This is Jackie Beard. She's our museum manager. Christine Baldsley, she is our event manager. We have a new archivist, Samantha Chen. She's amazing. And these are our board members. So we're a volunteer board, but we're also a working board. Each board member kind of has something that they focus on. For instance, like I do the downtown history tours. Some people are into the teas. Some are focused on, house donating. And of course, I've got an amazing financial group. We are welcoming 2 more board members this month, Donna Lundeen and Steve Woodhead, and our historians Lee Culver. So we're really grateful for our relationship with the City of Walnut Creek, namely Mike Vickers, Public Works, and we're also the proud recipients of 4 grants from the Walnut Creek Civic Pride Foundation. We've used those grants to fund the printing of our 3rd grade walking tour booklets, our weekend adult tour booklets, and also the restoration, maintenance of our herb gardens that we use for educational purposes during our Living History Days. So thank you so much for having us. If anyone has any questions.
Wow, thank you very much. Questions from either public comment or from the commissioners? Art?
Can't help myself. Are you a 501c3?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And thanks for coming tonight and
Thank you.
talking about the Historical Society.
Booklets. We brought some of our booklets. We'll put that in the discussion now. And we have these like history of the house, history of the.
Oh, fantastic. So booklets in the back of the room for those. Public comments regard to the Walnut Creek Historical Society? Yes?
I just have one question for you. You mentioned educational programs, and it's basically the city that asked you to do some of those things. Do you do anything with Borges Ranch, or is that considered? It's
part of the open space.
Okay. So you don't do anything with that. Okay, thank you.
Other comments or questions for the Historical Society? Thank you so very much. It was a wonderful presentation, and I think we all feel like we need to go back and see it again. Some great stories. Do you know where the designs ended up? Where are those designs today on the blade right? Okay. Yeah, just curious. Okay. Next, I invite Joan Lucchese with the Gardens at Heather Farm Park forward to provide our next presentation.
Hi, Joan Lucchese, Executive Director at Heather Farm Garden Center Association, Inc., which is a mouthful, so we are DBA, the Gardens at Heather Farm. We are a 54-year partner of the city, and I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about the history of the garden and why our nonprofit was originally formed. This picture was taken in 1959, and these 2 boys on their questionable-looking watercraft are floating on the lake in the north end of what is now Heather Farm Park. About 5 years after this picture was taken, the city bought approximately 100 acres of this property to build Heather Farm Park. And they set about making a master plan, and there's a hillside underneath that oak tree that is particularly steep that they decided would not be appropriate use for parkland. So they set that property aside for a public garden. The only problem was the city didn't have it in their budget to pay for a botanical garden, which is very expensive to build and very expensive to maintain. So in 1968, the director of Park and Recreation made a very strategic move by contacting some local members of the Diablo Men's Garden Club and solicited their help in fundraising to build the garden. It included the Moore Dry Dock in Oakland, the Howard Terminal in Oakland, Jack Cunningham, who was a C-suite executive with PG&E. All of these people had wide spheres of influence in the community, lots of contacts, and they turned out to be very, very efficient fundraisers. These are three of the original founders. The gentleman on the right is Robert Cowden, and he was a nationally recognized Rosarian, and he's and board members. And this is when the Rose Garden was first laid out. And when the roses were put in. There are 32 different demonstration gardens. I'm not going to go through all of them, so to save us some time, we're going to fast forward 44 years. This is the Rose Garden. This was this last summer. It features over 1,000 rose bushes. The American Horticulture Society's guidebook considers this a must-see rose garden on the West Coast. This is the new children's garden that was put in about 5 years ago, which was funded by Redney Associates. And we have several pieces of public art in the garden. This is Joie, which is a metal sculpture by an artist, Ron Moore, in Lafayette. The Diablo Ascent Garden features a large bronze eagle. This garden is interesting. It was sponsored by a family. The three children grew up on a ranch on the side of Mount Diablo. And when their parents passed, they made this gift to the garden in their parents' memory. And if you sit on that bench and look toward Mount Diablo, you can actually see where they grew up. So it was a nice gift in honor of their parents. This is the Shade Garden in LA. The garden, of course, makes this a very popular wedding venue. It's a really important source of revenue for the gardens. We don't charge admission, so the founders knew that for a free garden to be able to exist into the future, it had to have a revenue source. So that's one of the reasons they started with the building first, so there was a vehicle for income coming in to be able to continue to support this work. In 2003, the garden caught the eye of a production person who was looking for a site to do a filming for American Idol. So this is Alanis Morissette. You can't really tell, but it happened to be pouring rain that day. But they filmed their final episode for that season in the garden. It was a really interesting experience. The garden is maintained by volunteers. So we have approximately 50 volunteers that come each week that maintain the garden, and another 25 that come twice a week that work in our greenhouse, propagating plants. And then we host 15 to 20 corporate volunteer events every year, which is a great way to get things done. If you have 30 people showing up for 3 hours, you can spread a lot of mulch. And I will say that most of our garden volunteers have been volunteering with us for more than 15 years. In 2018, we moved our greenhouse and lath house out of the corporation yard and moved it on site, which has been such a blessing. The city helped us with grade the pad for the greenhouses in return for our moving our operation out of their corporation yard. And in 2019, we finished the installation of the garden, and we used the greenhouses, and we grow plants there not only to maintain the garden, but to sell at plant sales. In 2019, we completed the installation of a new community garden that provides 82 garden plots for local families to grow organic food and garden with their children. The garden was built entirely by volunteers. The LDS Helping Hands, 6 different Boy Scout troops, several corporate volunteer groups, our board of directors, and other garden volunteers. Education is central to our mission. The Natural Science Classroom program was started in 1987. We have a staff of 20. 11 of those are teachers. We host over 175 school field trips to the gardens each year, and our teachers do classroom presentations in over 150 schools across Contra Costa County each year. Our reach is about 20,000 students every year. Our homeschool program started during COVID virtually for 9 students. In 2025, we had 275 students divided into 2 age groups. They come to the garden every other Tuesday, and it's a really fun group to watch. We have several education collaborations. We teach the in-classroom composting classes and summer camp classes for Recycle Smart. We manage and lead the wetlands field trips to McNabney and Morin Marshes in Martinez. We manage and lead the field trips to the Los Vaqueros Reservoir and the John Muir Interpretive Center out in Brentwood. And if you've never been there, that is really a trip worth taking. It is so beautiful, especially in the spring. And then we also manage and teach the in-classroom clean water and pollution prevention education program for Central San. Whoop, sorry. So anyway, we won't go any farther. So we're really grateful to our support for the city of Walnut Creek and the support of the community. Our fundraising continues. I mean, we are a nonprofit and we rely on the generosity of our community for us to continue our programming. And we would love to have you come. If you've never been to the garden, we'd love for you to come and take a personal tour. And that goes for anyone here. If you haven't been to the gardens, please come. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We may have some questions for you. Hold on just one. Commissioners, questions or comments?
Hi, I'm curious about where you work in partnership, the educational things, kind of the last slide you had where you work with Central San, you work with Contra Costa Water, et cetera. So, and you're a nonprofit, but obviously they must pay you for your time, or like how
They
does
do.
that?
It's an important income stream for us.
Okay.
And it's also part of our mission.
Okay. And so these are the people, you said you had teachers on your, amongst your volunteers. Are they traditionally?
They're paid staff. Our teachers are paid staff. So we have 20 paid staff. 11 of those are credentialed teachers who work in our education program.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How many weddings are you hosting a year?
We do about between 60 and 75 weddings, and then another 50 or 60.
Along at your Art and Wine Festival and participating, and then in the slide next to it where I'm holding up the tickets, that's a former mayor, Cindy Silva, and she and I were handing out water that day. It's a pleasure to be a part of that group because we get to know the people of Walnut Creek. This is our 2025 list of events. You see the word CSHA there. I know it's hard to read, and that's okay, but CSHA, that's the California State Horsemen's Association. Some of these groups are pony clubs. Some of these groups are equine-assisted therapy. Some of these are professional organizations that bring their horse riders here. Adventure Day Camp is a big one that happens from June to August. So we're pretty proud of this, and we raise our money from the fees that these organizations pay to be there. Next up. This is a couple that we're really proud of. There's equine-assisted therapy, and I want to talk about equine-assisted therapy for a minute. Horses help humans. I serve on the board of directors of the International Horsemanship Foundation, and we have a medical doctor down in Florida on our board. He's a retired Army colonel. He medical doctor who jumped out of planes with special forces as their flight surgeon. You think he might have faced a little PTSD? Well, he went and studied it, and he now says that for some cases of PTSD, equine-assisted therapy is the only modality that works. We're watching spectacular things happen, like children with autism who haven't spoke 45 minutes with a horse, and they begin to speak to the horse. The next thing they're talking to their mom, and they continue to speak. It's spectacular. And so every time the Equestrian Center of Walnut Creek gets to welcome one of these awesome places that is doing this kind of work, Where Riders caters to the veterans, we like to reduce that suicide rate in soldiers and veterans, and we're convinced that the horse is going to play a major role in the mental health crisis. Right here in Equestrian Center of Walnut Creek, we're welcoming those organizations at our facility. Next. You can see the young lady up in the corner. She's going real fast. She's a very talented young lady, a teenager. And then down below the young girl in the helmet's my granddaughter. She was going really fast on that bouncy horse. And then up above, you see kind of the big and the short. That's a draft horse and a mini horse. And it turns out a mini horse is a horse, unlike a pony, which is slightly different, and donkeys and mules are different. Those are both horses, but those are kind of the big and the short. And that was a spectacular photo to capture at one of our events. We're making some beautiful progress over there. That drawing up above was a concept of 333 Arts, which gave money to have this young artist, talented artist, come and paint a mural on our snack shack. One of the problems with having a snack shack out in the back, out where people don't see us very often unless they come all the way back to the school, is that that's a target for the taggers. But it turns out the taggers tend to respect something beautiful like this. And thanks to this organization, 333 Arts, and the great work of this young lady, there's now a material that goes over address obstacles that are quite contrary to a half-ton bunny rabbit on a string prey animal. And we show that they can be equanimous, they can be calm, and they can follow our lead. Up above, that's a show that's shown. A horse show where a lot of people are there seeing. And then young lady Hannah Wright is presenting an award to a gentleman with the local veterans. She puts on a wonderful event. The future of the Equestrian Walnut Creek. We're proud to be in Heather Farm Park. We're proud to have been there for 55 years, and we're intending to be there for the next 55, and that young rider will be able to enjoy the Equestrian Center of Walnut Creek in the heart of Heather Farm Park. Thank you for your respect and attention.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Comments, questions from our commissioners?
I have one. When I've been out there, don't really see many horses, so you're not having an event. But no one boards there, or they do?
Yeah, no, horses do not live there.
Okay.
I don't know when that history started, but we maintain the facility for events, and the horses come and they go.
I attended a mini horse event there a few years ago. Is Angels, right?
Oh, yeah.
Angels for
That are
Minis?
angels, right? No, Oh, Angels for Minis. Okay.
Angels for
yes.
Minis, yeah. Does she still host? She does, okay. Yeah. Yes, and hosts charitable events at the Equestrian Center there. Yeah, I rented a mini horse in a competition and won third place. So,
Good for you.
yeah, you can go to my Instagram page and see me in the mini horse. My daughter got a kick out of it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's always good to horse around.
Yeah. Good one. Walked into that. Comments, questions, 2-minute comment portion for the,
This is our president,
oh, fantastic.
Gail Jackson.
I just wanted to make a comment about the Adventure Day Camp that goes there. And I think Jane had talked to him and got the count, but they serve in the summer months. There are about 600 to 700 kids that come in from Adventure Day Camp in the summer from all around here, and they get the experience of learning about horses, riding the horses. It's just phenomenal. If you go there in the summer in the morning, and that you'll see they bus kids in, they bring the horses in from a Walnut Creek barn, and I can't think of the name of Nancy DuPont's ranch. Anyway, so these kids bring them in, and I mean, they have the best time. They're having so much fun out there. They really love it. And I mean, just the impact of the summer kids, plus all the events we have, so.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you mind coming up here so people at home can hear you? Yeah, thank you.
By the way, raise your hand if you're with the Equestrian Center of Walnut Creek. Thank you.
Excuse me, I'm Sue Howell. I do membership for the Equestrian Center of Walnut Creek. And the Adventure Day Camp is such a fun thing for all kinds of kids. Both my grandchildren worked the horses facet for the Adventure Day Camp during the summer when, oh gosh, I think they were starting at 10, 11, 12, and with the minis that were there. So their job was to show the kids how to interact with the minis, and it was such a great character building thing for my grandchildren as well as the kids that they were teaching. And it was just the most fun little thing to watch. And so now, my granddaughter's going off to college. So it really, the horse stuff that she did through that type of thing and all the other things involved, it just made her personality so much more compassionate and giving, and she's just a wonderful kid, and I'm so proud of her. And the Equestrian Center was part of that. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Valerie Sterling, and I'm the leader of the Clayton Canyon Pony Club, which is the local chapter of United States Pony Club, which is like scouting, but for the horse people, horse kids. And so I just wanted to invite you to come Saturday. We're having our meeting at the Equestrian Center. There'll be about 20 horses there and kids sharing these horses. And now adults are part of that program too. United States Pony Club has invited not only the kids, but adults to participate in the learning and the teaching that happens with this organization. So we're going to enjoy your beautiful facilities this Saturday, and we have a series of these meetings set up for this year. So I invite you. Thank you.
We are proud of our customers.
Other comments?
I didn't even know there was an equestrian center in Heather Farm, so I'm happy to hear that. And I'd like to get a copy of your presentation if possible, because we're involved with horses. One thing you probably answered already with the question was, do any horses, they're not boarded there at all?
They're not boarded there.
Okay.
No,
So
historically they were, but then.
okay.
Right.
And so my question was going to be, do you do trail rides, up in like the open spaces and things? But I guess you don't really do that.
We do a lot of trail riding in the
Sorry.
California State Horseman Association.
Can you respond into the microphone just so people at home can hear? Yeah, thank you.
Well, we do a lot of, the California State Horseman Association does a lot of trail riding. We do get out on the trail just outside of the arena for some of our events there within Heather Farm. But most of our events are in the arena. It's a little safer for most horses. Horses are prey animals with their mind of their own, and but getting them out on the trail, that's a very high order for a horse. And yes, we do move around outside there in Heather Farm Park. Anything else?
Yes. The reason why I was mentioning the trails is because there are trails in the open space that are marked equestrian or pedestrian only, but they're not, they're heavily used by mountain bikers now and e-bikes and all kinds of other things. So I was just wondering about your experience if you used any of the trails. You know, what's your experience with that? Because like you said, horses are, you know, you can't have a bike come around a corner, you know, with the horse because it can be very dangerous.
I don't mind responding to that if you want.
Okay, and then the other thing I just wanted to mention, my husband and I were involved in the Rose Parade, and they had those mini therapy horses there. Yeah. And I guess they even take them, I think they take them into hospitals and stuff. And I saw a mini horse up southeast Lime Ridge, but that's where they wanted to put the flow trail, but now it's not there. But equestrians are starting to come back because there's some equestrian, you know, right down there on, I don't know, whatever is that, Walnut Avenue or whatever. And so then they come up, you know, by the golf course and then walk up into the open space. But they're kind of staying around in that area of, you know, southeast Lime Ridge, so they don't go where the other trails are that are supposed to be for the horses, but they don't dare go there. Okay, so I just wanted to mention those.
Yeah. The two things were the minis, and then the other one was about trails and sharing the trail. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I answered because I heard two questions, but I do want to talk about trails. We are at the top of the pyramid when it comes to yielding. So if you're on a trail, some people wonder, why is a horse at the top? I mean, did somebody just pick that? Is that, you know, maybe they were there first? Well, it turns out that when you have I keep referring to him as a half-ton bunny rabbit on a string, prey animal who for 1,000,000 years has run away from predators, it's quite a high order to be able to get a horse to be successful and be a trail horse. Often our largest demographic, are women who are beyond childbearing years. They finally they've dreamed of having a horse for years. They finally get a horse. My wife was, you know, I bought her a horse when our younger son finished high school. That's our biggest demographic. And one of the things that I'd like you to consider is when we talk about sharing of the trails, a mountain bike flying around a corner or someone not respecting what they have could create a lot of danger. And that danger could be the horse, the person on top, or the rider, the bicyclist. And so we want to share the trails where appropriate. We want to keep separate where appropriate. But I would be happy to come back to you at any time and explain to you in more detail. I did a 10-minute presentation before a Walnut Creek group on why the horse does get yielded to, but it's really partly because he's got a mind of his own. And we're talking about, you know, somebody who finally got that opportunity to ride their horse. And if they're getting scared and they're not feeling protected, they're not feeling like they can go without worry, they're just not going to go. And to me, that's one of the saddest things, that somebody who could look so forward to having that horse and going through the process and learning and getting their horse to be to a point, let's help there be places in Walnut Creek where they can ride their horses safely. Your other question?
No, that's why I just wondered if you use the open space trails because, you know, there are some that say pedestrian and equestrian.
Oh, yeah. Well, and so the thing is, absolutely. Maybe you don't see very many of us. And by the way, we're very proud of the fact that horse people have learned to, they tell us, don't leave anything behind. The only thing we might leave behind is horse poop. And by the way, prey animal poop is no big deal. I walk through it all the time. I probably have some on my foot now. But you know what? It's natural. It's just processed grass. But other than that, you really don't see us. And we like it that way, to leave the trails beautiful the way they were when we got on them. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank you.
Next, lastly, I invite Kym Smith with the Walnut Creek Open Space Foundation to come forward and provide a presentation. Kym?
Ah, excellent. Okay. And the top one's a pointer. Okay. Okay. Well, good evening, Chairman Cook and other commissioners.
Kym, so
and
yeah,
other
thank you.
commissioners. I'm Kym Smith, president of the Walnut Creek Foundation, and thank you for the opportunity to come here to tell you a little bit about our organization. I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. It's a 501c and C3, and we've been a nonprofit for the 47 years of our existence, and we have no fundraisers. We rely on either donations from the public or membership fees from our members. So let's see, let's go to the next one. As you all know, the city owns an extensive amount of acreage. And as a matter of fact, it puts Walnut Creek somewhere in the top 10 or 15% in the country. And Walnut Creek was the first city that had its own ranger in the history of our country. So those are a couple of things to keep in mind. So it's a pretty special place. The stewardship needs to go beyond core services, and that's one of the things I'll be talking about. And the community interest in helping with that stewardship, active care of the open space is very high. And you can see here's a volunteer event that happens quite frequently on Saturdays, more so during the spring and in the fall. But there's a lot of community interest. The foundation exists because there's a gap between what the city reasonably provides. We have no qualm there. But the community is eager to provide even more for the open space. There's 2,700 acres, which is larger than Central Park. So does anybody have an idea of how many times bigger the open space is? It's about 2.5 times bigger than Central Park. So that's pretty impressive. And it's also larger than the country that I listed up there, Vatican City. And this is all maintained by an operating staff of about 6. So keep that in mind. Okay. Okay, so not only is it big, but it's kind of spread out across Shell Ridge, Lime Ridge, Acalanes Ridge, and there's a small piece in Sugarloaf. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So what are some of the things that the foundation does? We coordinate the volunteers that want to work out in the open space and contribute. We do education and outreach. For example, you see a woman there looking at a display that we have had in one of the public libraries. And we plan to have lectures in public libraries. And we also do stewardship support. In the lower left, there's a picture of the staff and the foundation volunteers working together to clear some brush from a fallen tree and make use of it to build a wildlife brush pile. But there are clear boundaries. The foundation owns no land. We don't have any authority, $450 compared to their $250 per person. So that any leverage that can be provided to the city is a good thing, and that's what we're trying to do. In addition to supplying manpower and so forth, another good example is we're able to provide funding for projects that are often hard to prioritize in municipal budgets. So here's a picture of the relocation of a trail in, in Shell Ridge. And that rock that you see there was bought by the foundation. So it's another positive civic partnership that the foundation and the city have been able to conduct. To the community, it's an opportunity to give back for something that they feel they've received when they volunteer their time. They get fresh air and exercise, and there are a lot of educational opportunities that are provided to the wider community. So the city and the people in the community both benefit from the foundation's work. We have a community-led board. We have partnerships with city staff, and we focus on practical outcomes. We also formalize, we're in the process of formalizing policies and procedures. For example, the memo of understanding, and we've instituted the use of waivers. And so we're working hard to do what's right. What are our next steps? Well, we want to have increased volunteer engagement. And one way for us that we're considering doing is having more Saturday volunteer activities. Right now we have activities during the week, but unfortunately there's not that many people that are either independently wealthy or retired. So our Saturday events tend to be very popular, so we're going to try to add more of those. We're also going to look at targeting our projects. So we have a more strategic plan. For example, well, right now the projects tend to be location-based. So there's a project at Deer Lake, there's a project at Bayberry Pond, etc. But we're trying to think at a more strategic level. So we're going to have themes like water for wildlife. So we can anticipate the projects that we could initiate that would tie together for a bigger goal. And then that way we could plan for our volunteering, the kinds of people we want to get on board to carry out some of those things. Here you see one of our activities that we had this year, and that was an education event in horse safety with a Girl Scout troop. These girls donated $400 to the foundation from their cookie money, and we wanted to do something special for them. So we set this up with one of our officers at the time, Elizabeth Hudson, and the San Ramon Valley Horsemen's Association. So we're definitely going to have another one this year, and we hope to have more things like that where we can collaborate with other groups and have events for younger people. In the bottom there, dressed in orange, is our research grant student for this year. And we've had this on our books for probably 6 or 8 years. And this year, we finally were able to recruit someone for this research grant. So we fund them, and it's almost like a summer job for them. But in return, this young woman who's an honor student at Oregon State, she's in her senior year, and her senior thesis will sort out the results of samples that she took from all the ponds in the open space, and her area is microplastics. And what this does for us is it leverages that university's equipment and laboratories, and we learn something. So that's a really good program. And we have had someone in our membership step forward and offer to sponsor a second grantee. If we wanted to do 2 a year, we could do 2 a year. So we're looking forward to expand the educational aspect of the foundation through those 2 kinds of things. And of course, we're going to continue coordination with the city. In order to get access to some of these ponds, we had to make sure that the gate could be unlocked and that kind of thing, and get the city's approval first before any vehicles were driven and that sort of thing. So what is the foundation asking for? Well, not very much. It's pretty modest. We want continued recognition as a partner of the city. We want a continuation of the ongoing communication with staff, and the opportunity to support city priorities as well. The city has priorities in the open space. We'd like to be on board and see what we could do to find volunteers to help out, that kind of thing. So the open space is a long-term.
And I think maybe we need, I don't know if it's in the schools or whatever, but setting up some tours so kids really know what's up there, and maybe educational presentations. But again, like I said, you had that in your looking forward slide. Another thing is the service that the Walnut Creek Open Space Foundation, the members and board members, like your president and stuff, I mean, they have a wealth of information. I just wanted to say that you should use some of that expertise, and I'm sure you do, to educate the open space and public works and that type of thing about the types of things like the native plants that are up there, the rare plants, and the wildlife, and how important it is to preserve it. Now, I know there was a mountain biking group here tonight that wants to build a mountain bike, have some facility in Lime Ridge and
It's a
stuff.
2-minute limit there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but Lime Ridge is really a preserve, there's a preserve area, and putting in a mountain
I think the Open Space Foundation, perhaps you can speak to your acceptance of all user groups in the open space?
Yes, where it's appropriate and legal, and where they're at the legal speed limits. Yeah.
Of course.
But to address the use of experts, we do plan to have nature hikes, and of course, Fossil Hill is basically closed to the public now, but there are a lot of people that like to be up among the flowers. So there's a plan in place to have docent-led tours of Fossil Hill. So we'll let in a few people at a time and show them the diversity that's available to see there. There's also, and I believe that Barbara has been on the Scorpion Hike. We have an annual hike after dark. We like to schedule it the last full moon before Halloween, and we haven't missed yet, knock on wood. We've had it, I think, 5 years, and we've always seen at least 3 scorpions. So that's another thing that we plan to keep rolling. So.
Fantastic. I coached a CYO cross-country running team for 8 years. We had hundreds of kids through our program, and all our practices were in Shell Ridge. And the number of kids that and parents that and the difference that it made in their lives was, of course, the hardcore runners, they run and that's their thing. But it was the kids who were not great runners that actually made the biggest difference. Just learning to appreciate being in the open space and getting exercise and chasing butterflies and tarantulas and everything else they saw out there. So thank you very much, Kym. Really appreciate it. Okay, with that, I'll ask for staff if there are any updates.
So I have a couple reports on a couple projects, and then we'll get into staff updates, and I believe Karen has a couple or 1 or 2 as well. So just for the commission's sake, we have made it completely through the contracting process for the renovation of the Civic Park playground, and we're currently scheduled, we're targeting the April 1st start date. It's about a 6-week project, and so we're hoping that the new playground will be complete by mid-May, just in time for summer. So I'll be back here in front of you in April, and I'll be sure and give you a further update at that time. And then secondly is just a quick update on the pool and rec center project. As Chair Cook brought up earlier, the groundbreaking event, which all of you are invited to, along with the entire community, is April 18th at 4 o'clock. We're going to be meeting there at the existing recreation center. As many of you have probably seen, we started the demo, which included the removal of 80 trees. We've also removed some shade structures out there, which we plan to relocate to different areas. In phase 1, we removed about 40 trees, so about 120 in total, and we've already planted over 100, well over 100, with the goal of planting 200 trees to replace the 120 that have been removed. The abatement of the facility should start here in a couple weeks, and Commissioner Oler, I know that you have a grandson that likes construction activity, so we're hoping to start demolishing the building near the end of this month, and then we'll get into the excavation stage and the next steps after that. So that's my project update. I'm sorry. Yeah, if I misspoke, the events on the groundbreaking is on February 18th. Yes.
Good evening, Commissioners. Karen Houston-Martin, Recreation Program Manager overseeing aquatics and social services. I'm putting on my social services hat tonight just to invite you out to our second annual Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Resource Fair that'll take place on March 7th from 10 to 1 at the Shadelands Arts Center. It was very well attended last year. We have more vendors this year, so we're excited to put that on. And then our second event that we are hosting with the Sensational Seniors Workshop team is the Walnut Creek Seniors Resource Fair. It'll be held Thursday, March 12th from 9 to noon at St. Matthew's Church in Walnut Creek. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. I have just 2 brief updates, announcements. Most of you probably know that we have a new chief of police, and they are doing a meet and greet this Wednesday from 5 to 6:30 over at the Lesher Center. Get an opportunity to go meet the new chief. The second one it's based on a comment that I shared with you back in October at our last meeting, where we were going to be, the plan was to be focused on a 10-year park plan, and I've received some emails from a few of you. The decision was made to, and we may dive into a few of the parks, but as a whole, the city's planning department is working through the update of our 2025 general plan and a deeper look into the commissioner's feedback on, and the community's feedback along with the Arts Commission and the other commissions they're going to be coming, the planning department is going to be coming to this commission and having a deeper dive, deeper conversation into what the commission recommendations would be for the next period of time, which is actually, I think the general plan that we're focused on is a 2050 general plan. So you'll have to put your thinking caps on and think for everybody for the next 25 years, because we're going to hold you to it each year moving forward. So just kidding. But there'll be a deeper dive in the parks later this year as we start moving forward with the general plan. And the last thing, well, two more things before I turn it over for commissioner announcements, is I wanted to just take a second to thank all of the nonprofits and speakers that came here tonight. The value that you bring to the city, the partnership that Public Works and Arts and Rec have established with all of the nonprofits is exceptional. I've been to most of the programs. I know everybody here that's spoken tonight and showed up to support their groups, and the gift that you give the community is a real treasure. So thanks for taking the time tonight, and thank you for all you do. There are literally thousands of hours per year that go from the volunteers and these nonprofits back into the community, and it's really incredible. I think it was a past mayor, Mayor Carlson, who was also a commissioner chair at one time, said that Walnut Creek is really, truly a city of volunteers, and that's what tonight was about. We're hoping, as we move forward for the rest of the meetings, commission meetings this year, we'll get another one or two nonprofits to come in and be able to provide the community input and the gift that you guys share tonight, so that we have a full understanding by the end of the year of all of our partners and everything that's brought to Walnut Creek. And then lastly, I wanted to thank Commissioner Oler and Commissioner Cook for your service over the last several years. Art, it's been 8 years with you. You've always come prepared. You've always had great questions. We've had a lot of great conversations and walks outside of the commission, and I appreciate working with you. And I appreciate your friendship and what you've done for the community. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, and Commissioner Cook, thank you very much. As Vice Chair Pinkstaff mentioned, you are a true cyclist and outdoorsman, and I know that we've talked in the last couple months, and you really want to focus some of your efforts on riding safety and just improving safety from that aspect in the community. So thanks for all you've done. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. You are an incredible resource for the city, and I know it sometimes is maybe a little frustrating going up against different forces, competing forces, and having to navigate and negotiate where appropriate. But in terms of providing us information, all of us, to the best of your ability to take an honest approach on everything you look at, I speak highly about you to everybody that I come in contact with, and thank you so much for everything you do for the city. It's super valuable, and it's our staff that allow all these great things to happen in terms of the organization, and then it's the volunteers that allow these things to thrive. Thank you very much. Do we have any commissioner updates that anyone would like to share this evening? Anything else, Mike? Nope. All right. And with that, I'm going to, it's my last meeting, so I'm passing the gavel over to Vice Chair Pinkstaff, who will soon be Chair Pinkstaff. And I'll just also like to close by recognizing my mother, who's in the audience in the blue. And she's a special person and a resident of Walnut Creek since 1973 or 4, right? I think 1973. I don't quite remember, but thank you, Mother, for moving us to this wonderful city and allowing all the great stuff we've been able to be exposed to. And what a great last meeting for me, just all the volunteer groups. We should capture some of the video here and just 6 different segments, and anybody who wants an introduction to Walnut Creek and what we have to offer, just each one of these sections was just truly amazing. So thank you very much. And with that, meeting closed.